Blast off. Blast off.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Sometimes I forget that I'm the one running this, and I have to talk whenever Kyle goes 3, 2, 1, and then it's on me. But how's everyone doing on this Saturday afternoon? Saturday? It's Sunday. It's Sunday. I think I did that last time, too. What's up? How you guys doing? It's Sunday.
It's
apparently.
Sunday. Yeah. Bro, I was up way too late last night.
Yep.
I heard. There was some.
We were just vibing.
We do just be vibing, though.
Ruin going on and such.
There be brewing around these parts.
There be brewing. Hi, Becca. And hello, Emil, and everyone else in chat. How are you guys doing? Also, if any of you guys have any specific questions for anyone here, we have our guests, Kyle, DM of Secrets of the Lost Summit and player in both Folly of the Gods and Mindari's Curse. We have Jacob, DM of Mindari's Curse and player in both Secrets of the Lost Summit and Folly of the Gods. And today, we have Tyler, our very special guest, who is
don't give him that.
He's okay.
He is special.
But he's joining us today. He plays in Secrets of the Lost Summit and Mindari's Curse with us, and he's one of our fellow moderators here. Very important part of saving throws. It's an honor to have you, Tyler.
Thank you. It is an honor to be here.
Well, so today we'll be discussing the past few weeks of our campaigns. We unfortunately don't have much to discuss regarding Mindari's Curse just because people have been busy and we haven't been able to gather for that one. But also, we have a couple of pretty interesting arcs that we've had the past few weeks in both Folly of the Gods and Secrets of the Lost Summit to discuss. We are unfortunately missing Michael, the DM, and DM of Folly of the Gods and player of Secrets of the Lost Summit, but, you know, that loser didn't wake up or answer any of my calls, so here we are.
Damn!
Okay.
Punches. We've missed you too, Becca. It's good to see you. Tyler's got a beard. He does. Anyway, Becca's been busy. She hasn't been around that much lately, but you know, she's here. It's good to see her. Yes. We can start with Mindari's Curse just because we have only played it once. I think the last session we had in Mindari's Curse, we were exploring an unnamed island after acquiring a ship through semi-honest means. And we kind of just were exploring this island. It was covered in this mysterious, unmoving fog. And we delved deeper into it, came across an allosaurus?
Yes.
Weird, like, alligator shark crossover thing. Saw some, saw Veas go a little feral. And then we came across some sirens and a mermaid. And I think that's kind of where we left off. It was a bit of a shorter session just because of some technical difficulties we were having. But we learned that an artifact that many people are searching for is potentially on the island that we had landed on. And I think that was kind of the direction that we were going, was to look for this artifact, this magical item. Did I miss anything from Mindari's Curse?
Nope, not really.
Not really? No.
I am coughing up a storm, oh my lord.
You alright, Tyler?
No, I'm out of sweet tea.
And then we have Folly of the Gods, which last time when we spoke, I think it was right after we met Paige, which is Kyle's new character. He's a Sorcerer Warlock, multi-class. He's an interesting character. We haven't learned too much about him yet, but the Folly of the Gods, words.
Girds.
The Folly of the Gods party left Thageldor, which was the dwarven capital, I think, to go into the mountains to locate Yarnborn, which is a legendary celestial weapon, I guess, kind of is the gist of it, magical weapon. To go to the highest peak in the Aloth Peaks to fight a chimera and a berserker. I'm kind of bummed Michael's not here to talk about that because that fight went pretty quickly and he was not happy about it. Yeah, the party made pretty short work of that chimera and the berserker, and were able to retrieve it's a battle axe, Yarnborn.
Mm-hmm.
But while they were making the trek up the mountain, Bravado came across a druid that informed him someone had taken the helm of king of the Leonin tribes, which is what Bravado had set out to prove he was fit to do. So the party decided to track down Bravado's people and see kind of what was going on. They came across a bloodied Leonin encampment and found an old friend of Bravado's, Dreythus Suneyes, I believe his name was, and learned of this person, this Triterion, who had named himself King of the Leonin. And they teamed up with Dreythus to find the tribe, which they ended up finding them and facing off with this Triterion. We left off in the last episode of Folly of the Gods with them beating this Triterion and getting rid of him, but there seems to be something a little different about this particular creature. He was not a Leonin. He transformed back into something else. I don't know if the party knows what he is.
The characters don't know what it is. No?
I mean, you guys know what it is. It's a Rakshasa. It's Rakshasa. You know. I think they're pretty cool.
You have to do jazz hands, but like backwards.
Yeah.
Like their hands are flipped. No, not like this.
Fuck off. Anyway, so the party
Wait,
has...
their hands are flipped?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they
Rakshasa's
look
hands are
like a Rakshasa. It's really weird. They're really, really... It's freaky. So yeah, the party has made an enemy of a Rakshasa, and that could be interesting.
It's dead.
Is it?
We're gonna go kill it again.
Yeah, do you know how much XP you get for killing them bad boys?
We did it one time. We can do it again.
So now the party, I think we left off with Paige having a weird ass dream. Some sort of creature calling him son, and then freaking out. And then I think the plan for the party is to go south to like the Elven capital to learn more about the other celestial weapons and something else, I guess, is the plan for that party. And then Secrets of the Lost Summit, where what we discussed last time was when the party entered Hillshuggle. Since then, we had a pretty RP heavy episode with the party, just kind of exploring Hillshuggle, getting to know each other a little bit more. Jackson kind of, going off and trying to figure out his purpose in a way. And then the party went over to Ubben Falls, this mysterious time waterfall thing, to hopefully find some answers for Therion. Which I believe they did find some answers. Went into the falls and found a bit of I guess would it be like a temple or a trial kind of thing, where they faced a sand golem, which was an interesting fight.
It's been one of my favorite fights I've had so far.
It was a really good fight. I think we worked really well, like, as a party in that fight.
I agree.
And we can discuss that more in just a minute. And then we had a very emotional reunion with Therion, which we will also discuss here soon. Am I missing anything important for the Folly of the Gods or Secrets of the Lost Summit? Don't think so. So I kind of want to start off just kind of discussing this arc with Bravado and kind of where it's gone.
Sure.
And what could be, what's next for Bravado.
Mm-hmm. What do you want to know?
So it seemed that Bravado kind of hinted at wanting to stay behind with the tribes for a little while. What does that mean for you as a player, for the character?
Yeah, so Bravado staying back just seemed to me someone who plans or intends to be the king and unite, like the overarching part of that backstory that roughly was explained a few times is that all of the tribes of Leonin that live in the mountains all decided to form one group. And so in order to really do that, they elected for Bravado to go out and experience the world and find a way to make these people feel that they should be united underneath his leadership. And I think that someone who wanted to be a true leader after something so bad happening wouldn't leave. They would ensure that their people were safe, and they set up new fortifications, and it was more important to be there for the people, whether he's the king yet or not, than it was to just continue his journey.
I think it's a very wise decision on Bravado's part to stay behind and make sure, everything is copacetic and safe for his people. I believe Dreythus is going to be a very important ally for him in making sure he can stay connected if he ever does rejoin with the party to go out and to set out and do whatever the party is doing. But so does this mean that you are taking a step back from Folly of the Gods? Does this mean you are?
I have something planned in the next coming weeks or such that I won't be stepping away from Folly of the Gods. I have something new while Bravado takes a break.
Okay.
That I'm excited to bring to the party. I think it's something I think it'll help balance our party out a bit more, in a way that I didn't feel our party was super well balanced before, just from that's just the technical side of me wanting things to be more harmonious. I guess everything seemed very lopsided. We had great combat skills, but I felt like we didn't have lots of practical roleplay skills or practical ways to talk with people.
Gotcha.
So hoping to bring something new in that manner.
Well, I'm very excited to see what you have in store.
Me too.
Make sure to come back tomorrow at 8/7 Central for the next episode of Folly of the Gods. I do really like kind of the arc that Bravado's had, and I believe it's shown us like a little bit more about him. I do hope he does come back in the future. But I'm always interested to see how Fanny interacts with new characters. So
I'm excited. Go ahead, Kyle. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say that's just gonna be the new thing with Folly is we're just gonna all keep having new characters just to see how Fanny interacts with them.
I'm for it. I'm all for it, honestly.
We'll never have like a set party. It'll just be Fanny and whoever she can talk into going around the world with them.
I think it'll be hilarious, and I think Michael and I have been discussing certain things that may occur in Folly of the Gods in the future, and I'm excited to see how Fanny handles that as well. So, okay. So, moving on to Secrets of the Lost Summit, the main arc that we've kind of had there has been focused on Therion, who is Tyler's character. The reason I wanted Tyler to join us today so we could just discuss it. So, what's kind of going through your head about it all, Tyler? How's Therion feeling about what happened at Up and Falls?
Very hopeful and excited, but nervous.
Mm-hmm.
He has finally found his new motivation to be doing what he was already doing, having found his father and having that assurance, knowing what happened. Obviously, he wants to go home and explain to his mother what's happened, but he also knows that there's now a false cleric of Cadencia causing havoc in the capital, and so a little torn between his own wants and the wants of the world, or the needs of the world. But overall, he's ready to take it all on.
Glad to hear that. I know that my experience of it, the reunion with Therion and his father, I know it wasn't what Therion expected, really. Or I don't know what Therion expected. What did Therion expect?
I don't really think Therion didn't really expect anything. He wasn't really prepared for any kind of reunion. He really just thought, like, Dad's been gone 15 years. Like, that's probably never going to see him again. He's probably dead. He ran away. He saw him go in the blink of light. And so he probably just wasn't expecting to see him again.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was a shock to see him face to face.
Yeah.
For one final time.
Now, I don't know about you guys, Kyle and Jacob, but I was a little teary-eyed in that moment with Therion seeing his father again. Kind of the 5 stages of grief. The denial, and then eventually acceptance. It was the denial that got me. It's like, no, you're here. Like, I can see you right in front of me. Like, that was. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I thought that Tyler did a really good job playing that. I was very, very impressed because Tyler, as we all know here, is not the role player of our group. He is the mathematician that makes sure nobody dies in combat because he kills everything before it can happen.
You can't die if everything's dead.
That's what real clerics are. Clerics don't heal their teammates. They kill everything before they can kill their teammates.
Oh, you thought I prepared healing spells? I don't think I think there's been one session where I actually prepared a healing spell. If you want me to be completely honest with you, I think I've only ever prepared like healing word once. And then like if we ever need a healing spell, I just don't tell Kyle what spells.
I'm gonna start checking them now.
You're not gonna remember.
I can't
Bet.
say anything either, Tyler, because when we played Tomb, Kyle was like, "What spells do you have?" I'm like, "Whatever ones we needed today."
Yeah. I'll let you know.
He'd be like,
Yeah.
"Jacob, why do you have that spell?" I was like, "Cause we needed it."
I'm checking your spells from now on.
Whatever. You'll forget by tomorrow.
I think Ophelia's done about as much healing as Therion has. Mostly, no, just to Jackson. That's it. She's only healed Jackson.
I never get healed, but I always get the shit kicked out of me as the goblin.
Yeah.
That's because you decided you were gonna play a warlock that runs up on stuff, dude. I mean,
I only have 4 first level spell slots, homie.
I mean, it's
Sounds like
true.
you-
It's true to Zittlezap. Zittlezap is basically immortal. He dies, he comes right back.
It doesn't mean he enjoys getting blasted. When Kyle was like, "You're fighting something underwater," I was like, "Am I gonna drown here?"
yeah, I'll be right back. Sorry.
Did you almost drown? I don't know. That was a very...
No, I had plenty of time. Since I play a sorcerer, I have decent con. I can hold my breath underwater for like 4 minutes. So, like, in fighting terms, that's a long time.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. How many rounds is that? Like 40 rounds?
40 rounds? Yeah, could you imagine trying to hold your breath underwater for 4 minutes?
No.
While fighting something.
I'm more upset that I can hold my breath for 4 minutes, but I can only jump 7 feet at a time. Like, that's some bullshit.
I think an interesting way, I watch a lot of Critical Role. Matt Mercer does like underwater fighting is like he'll have you make like a con save, and depending on the con save, it's like how much air you still like have in your lungs, and it may decrease, that maximum like amount of time that you can hold your breath, especially if you're, exerting yourself
That makes
underwater. But anyways, Kyle, how are you feeling about, where we're at with Secrets of the Lost Summit?
I'm feeling good. This is where I wanted you to get. I just didn't know how long it would take you to get there. But it's been planned since the beginning. Because I made the time domain cleric like probably like a year and a half ago. I started it, and then I finished it right when we decided we were going to do these homebrews. And Tyler was like, "I'm going to play a cleric," and then he found out somehow that I was making the time domain, and he was like, "Can I just see what that is?" And I showed it to him. He was like, "I don't want to be the cleric that I was going to be anymore." And just the way that I made it was very like, because like in media, everything's always like, don't mess with time. If you have the ability to mess with time, don't do it. It's bad. Time manipulation is bad. So I had it made to where like it's kind of warlocky, where the god kind of chooses you to be their cleric. So that's when we came up with the idea of him being a different cleric to start out with, and then eventually turning into a time domain cleric. So, I mean, it's gone pretty well so far. And then I have a bunch of other stuff for like Therion's arc isn't over or anything like that. That was just the way to get him to the time domain cleric, so he could be that for the rest of the campaign. Because I wanted it to make sense for him to get there, but I also didn't want to wait too long so that he was like 8th level and still the cleric that he didn't want to be. So.
Right. I dig it. I know that that feeling too well of Tyler being like, "Oh, I don't want to be that cleric anymore," because I did the same thing with Ophelia. So I was originally going to be a divination wizard with her, but then like I saw the Coven of Spirits witch, and I was like, that just fits. Come on. Mm-hmm. So, and I'm also really liking kind of playing like the homebrew class. It's like I feel like I kind of get to help create it a little bit, being like the first person to play it in a way.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I'm really enjoying it.
You're the test subject, so I'm glad you're liking it.
Yeah. I like that you use test subject, because I would have said test dummy. Out of love, of course.
I know I'm a dummy, okay?
It's okay. So am I. But it's just important that we can admit it.
I'm mad that Michael's not here right now. Because I really wanted to talk to him about that particular fight. He was so upset.
He was so upset.
I
He was like mad on stream. He was like, "Fuck this! This is stupid."
I think. Well, I mean, it didn't help that Fanny. I think Fanny hit 3 crits in a row or something like that, and then I don't think any of us missed for 2 turns.
Sometimes it just goes in your favor. I felt like the combat that we had this past week in Secrets of the Lost Summit was the encounter with the sand golem was really like it played out really well.
I always like those encounters because I mean, no DM likes an encounter that either the party mollywops the encounter, and I know exactly how Michael feels because I've had it happen before, but it's no fun to also just completely mollywop the party. So those encounters where it's a good, just like solid, like 10-round encounter, everybody's like comfortable, like they're not scared, but they're also not like overly confident. Like those are always the best ones where it's just like it's very even the whole time on both sides. So with one bad dice roll, it could go either way.
Mm-hmm. I'm bummed now. Tyler's AFK, so that we can't talk about it with him because we were just talking about how Tyler is like the one that like, you know, if it's dead, it can't kill you. He's the one that likes to, you know, high DPS characters, that kind of thing. But in this encounter with the sand golem, he kind of had to take a bit of a step back and be a little strategic, I guess, with, you know, when I cast the enlarge on him. I was just kind of like, you know, do whatever you want with it, but now you're big. So, and I think it ended up going pretty well.
No, I really like that because, like, I've always liked that too, where combat is a little more like layered to where it's not just like, I'm gonna hit this thing, oh, it's gonna hit me back, now I'm gonna hit it again, and you just go back and forth. I've always liked like the people that talk about adding like that extra layer of have a door that they have to open, or have an item they have to try and get, or have something that they need to do while the combat is happening, or something that they can do. And you guys could have just fought the golem and then done the puzzle after it, but like with doing the puzzle at the same time, it really like it. If you guys did the puzzle at the same time as fighting the golem, it was much easier to fight the golem because the puzzle affected the golem just as much as it affected you guys. So when Tyler chose to start doing that instead of fighting the thing, I was like, good, this is exactly like, this is what I wanted to happen. It's never guaranteed that it will happen, but that was the whole point of it being there, was so that maybe you guys had to do it at the same time.
Right. Now you just mentioned instances where, you know, the party makes very short work of an enemy that you didn't think they would. What were you referencing there?
The zombie T-Rex in Tomb of Annihilation.
I thought so.
Yep.
That was a fun fight.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't fun at all.
I think the only one that I had in Descent was the
alpha
was
snake.
it the No. That one was whatever. That was just like a fluke. But no, the demon lord that you guys fought right before Zariel.
Oh, fucking Yanogu.
Yeah, Yanogu. Like 3 rounds to get to you, and you guys were like, "Oh, here's 500 damage."
I mean, that's what happens when you start. That's what happens when you start an enemy like 500 feet away from us, and we have 2 of the best like ranged classes ready to go in the game.
Look, don't get me wrong. I loved being able to help Ashley build that character, but that Cena was busted for so many reasons.
You brought it upon yourself.
That's what I get. I've always wanted to see if a dex-based fighter was good. And she was like, I want to play a ranger. And I was like, no, you don't. You want to play a dex-based fighter that shoots. And she was like, all right. And I was like, yes. Well, because that was also her first character. So like, I didn't want her to feel like overwhelmed with spells and all that kind of stuff too. And she was like, I just want to be able to shoot the bow a bunch of times and kill things. I was like, done.
Easy.
I just didn't expect her to have like a +14 by the end of the campaign.
Yeah. But you don't understand. When you start running Tomb of Annihilation, you always look forward to the day that you roll the random encounter chart, and the random encounter chart says that they stumble upon a zombie T-Rex. You wait for that day. That day is the best day. So when that day comes, and then your party's like, oh, there's a zombie T-Rex, let me kill it in one round, you're a little upsetty spaghetti about it.
Well, didn't the zombie T-Rex roll like a 3 for initiative?
It doesn't matter! You guys were like level 7! That thing is a CR like 15! That shouldn't go that easy. It's fine. It's fine.
Was it the zombie T-Rex or the King of Feathers?
No, it was a zombie T-Rex.
It was a zombie T-Rex, yeah.
Yeah,
The
'cause it
King
was
of
right before-
Feathers.
The King of Feathers was much more interesting.
Because we were a lot lower level.
I miss Tomb sometimes.
Yeah,
Miss those characters.
I don't really miss Fenrir so much. I liked playing Roman. That one was my favorite of the three that I played.
I'm so sorry. Don't say
Fenrir was
that.
okay. Fenrir was okay. I didn't think ahead of time about him not being able to use most of his lightning spells in the tomb.
That do be a bitch.
That's unfortunate.
Because they all
When-
require you to be able to see the
You
sky.
can't do it in the building.
Yeah, I was like, we got in there, and I was like, I'm about to call lightning. And it was like, you must be able to see. I was like, God damn it. I was like, I guess I'll throw my hammer. Like,
Oh yeah, Yarnborn is yeetable now.
yes, it is. But the whole thing, though, and I talked to Michael a little bit about it, was that I wasn't going to be able to do that very often because my stats are not very high. So that's why I tend to play the one-handed longsword and the shield, was because I still needed to be able to tank.
Mhm.
And sacrificing the shield for the axe, like, it'll just eat through everything. So
Gotcha.
I mean,
Well, okay.
he has good HP, but, like, you know, it's still after a while.
Mhm. So in Folly of the Gods, the party is level 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Secrets of the Lost Summit is level 4, and then Mandari's Curse is level 3.
I'm very excited for the next episode of Mandari's Curse.
Me too. Whenever it happens.
You guys are gonna get to go hang out with some more mermaids.
Hell yeah. That's dope.
Yeah,
I'm loving Mandari's Curse. Is like, I know it's like a fantasy setting and it's like everywhere, but I like the like pixies and the leprechauns and the sirens and the mermaids. I don't know. It feels like extra fantasy to me.
I was really hoping, because I felt like Folly and Secrets were very separate from each other. Like, they don't feel similar at all. And so I wanted to make sure that Mandari's Curse also felt very different from the other two. And I think we've done a really good job of making, like, the creature encounters and the things that we're doing. I think they're so separate from each other in that way. I think we did a really good job of not making, just 3 episodes of Secret of the Lost Summit every week.
Yeah, I agree. I think both like the storylines and the kind of general like gist of each campaign is different enough to hold like interest, as well as like the cast of characters in each party is they're different enough, interesting enough to also hold interest. I do have a question for you guys. When you've made a lot of characters in the past, have you ever like made a character and intended to like role play them a certain way, but then when you actually get into like the play and like of the actual campaign, it just you don't end up role playing them the way that you intended?
I accidentally did that with with Tiki, because, and I like the way that I play Tiki now, and I've gotten used to it, so like it doesn't bother me. But when I like made Tiki, he was supposed to be very like overconfident and over positive, just like, hey, we can do this because we're awesome. We can go out and do all of this. And then like especially when Mariana and him started butting heads, I started making him much more of like a cautious person, to where he questions everything and thinks about every possible outcome and is very meticulous about all their like plans and how they do things and what they're going to do and when they're going to do it. And I was like, this is not what I meant to make him at all, but now he's this way, so this is what we're doing. Because I even had that on his character sheet. Like, his personality trait was that he was so positive and outgoing that it was almost annoying, and that was also his flaw, was like the exact same thing. And I deleted both of them, and I've been rewriting them because I was like, that's not Tiki at all.
Yeah, it's interesting. You like get into the game and it's just like certain things just end up kind of being different. Like, has that ever happened to you, Jake?
Yeah, I'm actually doing that with Zittlezap right now. My intention for Zittlezap was to be very standoffish and kept to himself, and only ever really was there to disagree with the party if he felt that they weren't doing what was his correct move. But the way that I felt our party meshed and the dynamics that we had, I felt that a different route needed to be taken. So now that's why I try to play him a little bit more goofy and a little bit more like comedic relief, or he still voices his opinion. He just does it differently now, and he is much more ecstatic in fighting and combat and really lets loose there. And so I tried to make him just a bit different.
Yeah, because I was thinking about that recently, because the way that I'm role-playing Ophelia right now is not how I intended. I meant for her to be a little more outlandish, a little loopy, a little, I don't know, weird. And now she's just kind of sad.
Same.
Yep.
Not that I'm mad about it, because like I wrote her backstory how I wanted her backstory to be, and I guess I've to where we've seen her, it's started to get to her a little bit more than I guess I originally intended. Although Mariana, I'm kind of playing her exactly how I intended. She was meant to be kind of an asshole. She's very competitive, and I'm trying to kind of foster that with Veas, because she's just, it's like in her flaws. It's like never pass up a good wager or like competition. And I think it's just like a fun thing to do and have with Veas, or at least it has been so far. I don't know. I really love, like, you can have the best intentions with characters and everything, but like, shit changes, things like affect them, and like, I just love seeing that happen with, either whether it's like characters I play or characters that my friends are playing. And it's just probably one of my favorite parts of D&D is, seeing the role play and the characters kind of develop.
Can't go wrong with character development.
It's the best.
It's very true. Well, Tyler's still MIA. I don't know when he's coming back. But that's kind of all I have for right now. But I don't want to end it without Tyler here to do his shout-outs and stuff.
I can do it for him. I think he had something going on with his school stuff.
All right. Well, we can. Kyle, why don't you go ahead and start then?
Okay. Hi everybody. You can find me here at Saving Throws on all of our campaigns. I'm either DMing secrets, or I play a character in Folly or Mundari's Curse. So be sure to follow and all that stuff to come check out all of those. And then if you would like to follow me personally, my handle is @thewinking_wizard that's the same on all social media. So you can head over there and check all those out.
All right. Thank you, Kyle. Jacob?
Hey everybody, my name is Jacob, as Kat just said. Thanks for coming out today, and thanks for always coming out and supporting our channel. If you'd like to come hang out with me personally, you can find all my social media at JakeTheBard_. And just remember to always be you and be kind. And then I guess I'll do Tyler's real quick as well.
Yeah, go ahead.
Tyler, if you would like to hang out with him, you can find him on all of his social media at MiniKnight17_. He's goofy and fun, and he's always here hanging out with us here on Saving Throws. But once again, thanks so much for being here, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for Folly of the Gods.
Absolutely. And to add something, Tyler just started something pretty cool in our Discord server. He started our own little like RP world. I think it's called Osiris or something like that.
Mhm.
Where he is inviting everyone in the server to create a character that exists in this world, and you can roleplay in the server. We're all gonna come up with some cool quests to send like these characters on and everything. So if you're not already in our Discord, make sure to join !Discord in chat. I'll just start in there now. But join our Discord and check out that really cool RP world that Tyler's started up for us. My name's Kat, aka That RPG Chick. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, pretty much any social media under that username. I am the host of Ivastea History Check. I also play as a character in Secrets of the Lost Summit and Mandari's Curse. Thank you everyone for coming out today. Make sure to come back tomorrow evening for the next episode of Folly of the Gods. We'll see what happens to Bravado and whatever Jacob also has in store for us. But that's it for this episode of Ivastea History Check. Thanks everyone for coming out and hanging out with us. And remember, adventurers assemble.
See ya.